नमस्ते दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है to our channel. मेरा नाम राधिका है, and today I came to do the Gita reading. We're going to finally finish the third chapter. It's the Holy Gita by Swami Mukundanand. I always read his Gita, his lokas, and the commentary, and I give my opinion, my view on these lokas, and I also like to read your views, your thoughts, your way of understanding this loka. And finish it. Today going to finish this loka are just three. And the next slide you can start the fourth chapter. So everybody ready to start? And finally finish the third chapter of the Gita that talks about the karma yoga. I can, yes, karma yoga. Just three sloka and we finish. Let's start. नमस्ते, आप कैसे हो? Namaste. It's good to be here with you. Can you hear me well? Because my mom is cooking in the kitchen, so she's watching. There's a little bit of noise. Thank you. That's good to know. But I'm good too, feeling better. My cold's already disappearing. The weather is a little bit better. It's not so cold like the other days. That's why I'm just using one sweater. Yes. So I hope that the noise is not too much, because, unfortunately I cannot do later because it's going to be too late for most of you. Gita. Yes, I'm going to read, and finally, today going to finish the third chapter because we read till 40, and today going to read the 41, 42, and the 43. In the next slide, we're going to start the next chapter, finally. So let's start. I will read again the 40, just to remember, and then I will go to 41, 42. Gita 3:40. The senses, mind, and intellect are said to be breeding grounds of desire. Through them, it clouds one's knowledge and deludes the embodied soul. Therefore, all best of the Bharatas in the very beginning bring the senses under control and slay this enemy called desire, which is the embodiment of sin and destroys knowledge and realization. The senses are superior to the gross body and superior to the senses in the mind. Beyond the mind is the intellect, and even beyond the intellect is the soul. Namaste, Zenitsu, I'm good. How about you? 43. Thus, knowing the soul to be superior to the material intellect, O might-armed Arjun, subdue the lower self, senses, mind, intellect, by the higher self, strength of the soul, and kill this formidable enemy called lust. Lust is like one of the things that make us do the bad actions. But I will read now the commentary and then going to discuss our views. The commentary of Swami Kundananda says, in conclusion, Sri Krishna emphasizes that we should slay this enemy called the lust through knowledge of the self. Since the soul is a part of God, it is divine in nature. Thus, the divine bliss six can only be attained from a divine subject, while the objects of the world are all material. These material objects can never fulfill the innate longing of the soul, and so it's futile to create desires for them, We must exert and train the intellect to think in this manner, and then use it to control the mind and the senses. This is explained very beautifully in the Katha with the help of the model of chariot. The Upanishads say there is a chariot which has 5 horses pulling. The horses have reins in their mouths, which are in the hands of a charioteer. A passenger is sitting at the back of the chariot. The passenger should instruct the charioteer, who should then control the reins and guide the horses in the proper direction. However, in this case, the passenger has gone to sleep, and so the horses are holding sway. In this analogy, the chariot is the body, the horses are the 5 senses, the reins in the mouth of the horses is the mind, the charioteer is the intellect, and the passenger seated behind is the soul residing in the body. The senses, the horses, desire pleasurable things. The mind is not exercising restraint on the senses. The horses, the intellect, submits to the pull of the reins. So, in the materially bound state, the bewildered soul does not direct the intellect in the proper direction. Thus, the senses decided the direction where the chariot will go. The soul experiences the pleasures of the senses vicariously, but these do not satisfy it. Seated on this chariot, the soul passenger is moving around in this material world since eternity. However, if the soul wakes up to its higher nature and decides to take a proactive role, it can exercise, exercise the intellect in the proper direction. The intellect will then govern the lower self, the mind and the sense. The chariot will move in the direction of eternal welfare. In this way, the higher self, the soul, must be used to control the lower self, sense, mind, and intellect. Hi, Krishna, Krishna. I think everybody could understand. It was a good explanation. Like, we should nurture our soul and let them control over the sense, not the opposite. Our senses, our necessity of pleasure and desire should not be in control of us. We should find a way to our spirit, our soul, control our senses. And how can we do this? Through the karma yoga. If we have wisdom, we're going if we go if we fulfill our mind and our soul with wisdom, the Krishna knowledge, our soul is going to become strong than our sense. Our mind is going to become stronger, and you will to be able to control the senses. And we're going to act in this world more accordingly to Dharma. Because when we let our senses dominate, we put ourselves in bad situations because it's our body, it's our feelings, our desire, our lust that control us. And when the lust control us, as Krishna says in the Gita, then we have the anger, we have attachment. So it should make our soul strong and let the soul guide us through our intuition, through our knowledge. That's why we should always be remembering of Krishna and his words, chanting mantras, meditating to make our mind very secure about the wisdom that we have, and let the soul guide us in this material life so we can attain moksha. Basically, this is the wisdom that Krishna left for us in this chapter. It's about how we can let our soul be our real guide that's going to conduct us to a life of Dharma, and it's going to make us attain moksha. Do you meditate? I do the japa. The japa shanda meditation thing is the best one. But sometimes I do the other one, the group dhyana, because I think it's good to make our mind centered. When we meditate, everything becomes more calm, more peaceful. We breathe and we become more peaceful. Our thoughts just go. Sometimes we receive some insights. Viraj. Yes, I already tried pranayama, but because of limits, I feel that I'm not so good in this. It's dinner time here. Here's the lunch time. That's why my mother is cooking. It's 12:31. So after I finish the live, probably I will have my lunch. But for now, we are here discussing about the knowledge that Krishna led to us. I'm good. How about you, Viraj? So it's so difficult, especially in the modern world, to let our soul guide us because we have so many temptations, the lust, the desires, the attachment to the material life. It's so difficult. That's why should always be reading the scriptures and searching inspiration from the great souls that inspire us to have this spiritual life, because we have the habit to just let to the future. I will study, I will work, and then when I old, I start to meditate. And I think this is a little bit problematic because you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. I think we should find the balance of our spirituality and the modern material life. Should be a balance, and not this and this. Balance, living in harmony. Okay, thank you. Finally, is this. In the next slide, you're going to read the fourth chapter. The is a topic different. The yoga of knowledge. Channa. Yanna. Oh, my accent so bad for the Sanskrit. But anyways, guys, I want to hear from you. Your thoughts on the chapter that we read. How you guys think that we should let our soul be the guide? I want to hear from you. Let me drink water because my throat's already dry. I'm trying to be more health, drink more water. I used to drink a lot, but since the winter started, I not drink that much. You can make small shorts about one sloka from Bhagavad Gita. Yes, I always think to do more shorts, but I don't know because I already spent so many time editing, like, and I again have a problem with the cap cut because the cap cut is not moving. I think you need to uninstall the app and install again. Good evening, impressive. How are you? One sloka, one verse at a time. Can be. I was thinking to bring in more scriptures here, but in a different way, like a journaling book can be. I always see myself as two, me, soul and body. So I always try to keep my body in check if it makes sense to you. Um, it's a way to see. What do you mean to keep your body in check? Like you try to control, to resist things. I want to hear from you. We are a mix. We are the mind, the soul, and the body. And find the balance into living harmony is the key that we are teaching the Shastras. I like to hear your opinion, your way to see and understand the knowledge that we have. Guys, I look to here tells the position of my phone. And ignore this. I'm waiting for my wardrobe. But clicking the like, guys, so the live can reach more people. They should impressive. What's your thoughts? What's your favorite chapter of the Gita? For me, it's difficult to decide one. I like the six, but 30 is also important. I like your understanding of Gita. I try to explain. Unfortunately, my English is not so good to express myself in the way that I wanted, but I think you guys can understand. Because basically, the entire Gita is about put in mind who we really are. We are souls, God. We are part of God. And when you remind this and let this soul be the real guide, this is the key. For me, this is the teaching of the Gita that is the most important. My favorite chapter is 8. Oh. How soul chose the body and decides where to take birth as a newborn. Who has different theories about this, like controlling the urges and emotions, which may lead to grief. And yes, that's it. Control. It's difficult to have this control. That's why we need to meditate. We need to remind us of the knowledge that we receive. This is what will make us stronger. How soul chooses the body and decides where it takes birth as a newborn. Honestly, I have an opinion that it's not the soul that decides. I think in the way that we live after our death, we go through a process and then we are guided for a place that is going to be good for us to learn some things, to experience some things that will make us receive knowledge. So I don't think that it's just the soul chosen. Souls do not choose based on karma. Again, I will automatically get the birth. I also don't think that the soul chooses. I think we are guided to the place that is going to be better for our experience, to our growth, spiritual growth. I think that's it. We see in some shastras that we have the help of Yama, and we are guided to a place that is going to help us realize what we need. This is my opinion from what I learned till now. But the life after death is something very mysterious because even in the Shastras, we have an idea that our soul is guided, that we go to follow the path that we are already following, but we don't have something that is clear. We do not have something writing like, is this and that. No, we just need to live. You need to die to find out. Also, some things God and the Vedas give responsibility to an Atma for some special purpose. If your Atma qualifies, that time your birth is chosen by God. See, I also think this, in some case, we don't choose, we are guided, because I think some people has a mission. So everybody has their own Dharma. And I don't think that we chose the Dharma. I think it's something that we are guided to. That's why we need to read some Puranas. They have some ideas, and it's just ideas, it's just the reflection of the sages, the rishis of the past. It's idea to reflect. One day, everybody is going to find out. We just need to have patience and not be afraid. Because I don't think people chose some type of situations. I cannot believe on this. But time will tell. One day, everybody. Actually, you already did this travel many times. You just don't remember. Like when there is an evil society, gods will decide to send their representatives or saints or sages or warriors or avatars in some form to defend Dharma. This is special case. Yes, that's it. But everybody has their own Dharma. It's not just these special people. Like I think it's my vision that everybody has a job in this world. Nothing is just because. No, everybody born with a dharma to follow. Doesn't matter if it's a simple one or it's a big one. So if we are where we are, has a reason for this. So I think we are guided to be where we are. And sometimes it's difficult to accept our condition, but I think have a reason for everything. As a plan. We are in the Kali Yuga, and I think nothing is random. I don't think the things are just happening. I think has a purpose for everything, everyone, the place that we born, the family that we have, the financial condition that we have. Everything has a reason for this. Thank you, Paul. Nothing is just because. It's difficult to find out our dharma, our purpose, because unfortunately we let our ego talk loud. It's difficult to know what the soul is really saying. This is the part that we need to learn how to hear the soul, not the mind, not the intellect, not the society, not our ego. I think when we let the soul speak through us, that we will learn why we are here, which is our dharma. It's a long path, it's a mysterious path, but we have the knowledge of Krishna to guide us. We just need to learn how to hear our inner voice. That's why we meditate, that's why we read the Gita, that's why we search for knowledge to find out the answers and then make more questions to receive more answers. Till we finish, we find out our dharma and attain moksha. This is my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. I love to hear your thoughts. I agree, every birth has meaning and purpose. Yes, I think it does matter that your dharma is not so big like some people that, because some people change in the human history. So the person has a big dharma, a big life, big struggles to deal, and big things to achieve. But someone that will not do great things, this person still have importance. Talk about Sadhguru. I don't have nothing to talk about. When I was learning about Hinduism, I saw many videos of him because he translates for Spanish, English, many parts of the world. He's popular in the Western. Some I already saw he talked with some celebrities. I think he become more a popular figure. I'm thinking that I'm going to do reactions about some videos of Sadhguru. Well, my English is not so good today, but I think I'm going to react more about his videos. What's the purpose of someone born invalid? It can be many things. Can be, for example, depends on the person. Create a union in the family, make some people see the real condition of things, be less attached to some things, because when someone born in this situation, it's not just something that's going to affect the person, it's going to affect their family, the society around. So can be many things, and I think for different people has different meanings, different ways. Some people, I think, they born to break the cycle in their family, because in general, parents, when they want to have kids, they have already planned everything. Like everybody wants a kid that is going to be perfect and healthy and is going to be the same as they were. And once they have a kid and this kid born with a special condition, they need to put a step aside and rethink and recalculate, and they will understand that they are not in control of their life, because we are not in control. We like to believe that we are in the control of our life, but we are not. And when this type of things, the person needs to put their ego down on the floor, because their plans that they created probably is not going to happen anymore, or it's not going to happen in a way that it's going to be. For example, long back I was reading about a guy in the United States. He create a place, I think, ONG, to help people with cancer, especially people who don't have money for this. And why he decided to do this? He said that he never had interest into help people with cancer. He just did this when someone of his family, I think it was his sister, had cancer and died. So when the problem entered in his life, he became sensitive with the situation. So once the problem were part of his family, when the disease visited someone in his family, he decided to use his money, his time, to create a place that helped many, and he still have helping many people that don't have money to treat themselves. So because someone in his family, he becomes sensitive with the cause. So I think in this case we see that someone in his family need to born in this condition to make him and his family be aware and do something, because they could do something. They are a family of money and things like that. His sister was the person used it to create more empathy in their family, make their family be together again, and use their time and the money to help more people. In this case, they learn how to be less selfish. They need to go through this pain to use their time, their resources to put value in this word to be useful to society. This is my way to see. Everything has a purpose. Thank you, God. Your life should change. We'll talk about him. Look, my dear. Radhika, I always say about this. Do at least once for 2 days in a week. A reaction video. I already record 2 reactions video I'm going to upload this week. But I have a problem with CapCut again. Today should I upload a video, but the CapCut is not helping me. Mentally challenged, for example. Yes. It is really difficult to be in a certain position, but it's not just for the person, but for the entire family. Your life changed if you talk about Sadhguru. For such special, able people who are born to or become so because of incidental disease, there is also proposed that the person's like test for those people around who hurt him. Yeah, even for himself, because we know that it's the karma. The life that we have now also have something connected to the life that we had in the past. Like what the person did in the past to put him in this situation that he needs to be so mentally strong to deal to live a life where you need to learn how to use more the brain than the body. It's something that breaks the ego. Exactly, to establish empathy, kindness, and selflessness. Yes, because sometimes when we do not live a problem, we tend to not pay attention to the others that have this problem or minimize. Sometimes, for example, if you see in United States, most of the owns and people that help each other, if you see the history, they are just helping because they had this problem or they knew someone that had this problem. So people just become sympathy, they just become kind sometimes for some cause because it was a problem they know. I don't know. I don't know yet, Coco. You can judge how a society is by looking at the attitude of the people towards the most vulnerable, like children, especially able people, old age. Yes, for example, some societies we see that the elders are more left behind because they don't have useful anymore. Some societies has more compassion. So, but talking about disabled people or people old has so many things that we can talk. For example, recently I was reading news. I think it was from UK of a family. They has a kid with a extreme mental problem, and the kid is violent and do not have cure, don't have treatment, and they say that they just can't do that. The kid suffers, the parents suffer, and I know that is a very difficult condition. Well, and you start to think what's the purpose of this, because probably for the parents it's difficult to think in the condition, the purpose of this, because we do not know for sure. We just have some theories about the purpose of this. For families and for the people that have some conditions, especially talking about health, is very difficult, especially when it's poor families that sometimes do not have money to give a good environment for the person. And these lead us to discuss things that in general we do not discuss, like some moral values. For example, here in Brazil has a woman, she has one of the most hair conditions in the world that it's extremely painful. She wanted to do the uh, here in Brazil is not allowed. Doesn't matter that she wants, in Brazil it's not allowed. So she needs to live in pain just because of the Christian moral of the society. And this is something that we also need to discuss, because decisions like this is so important. It's not just about morals, it's about health and the perception of the person about themselves. So it's about the struggles of the family. It's about what's right and wrong and exist right and wrong or not. So this type of people in this type of condition make us reflect about many things. Some people see this type of thing and things, if God is real, why God let this type of thing happens. So, and this is good. We should discuss about this. You should not be afraid of questioning. But I noticed that here in my country, that it's a Christian culture, people sometimes has afraid of discuss on things and give their opinion because the Christianity has a moral that you cannot question God. So sometimes people are not able to give their own opinion and informally this affects other people's life. It has so many levels, layers of things to discuss that we could spend days talking about these hours. You can since our PMs in our country capital, can you please tell us something about Brazil? Brazil is the capital of Brazil, is where the governors live. Digimon Singer, many people are sending me this message. He was in Ghana, now he's in Brazil. I think India and Brazil are creating good connection, and this is good. Let me drink again. Drink water, guys. Keep health. At least 2 liters per day, but it's not easy. The sage narada? Yes. But that's it, guys. I think I already talked too much. We finished the Gita. We discussed about things. Now I need to prepare for the lunch and try to finish the edit of the video today to upload probably tomorrow. And it's a vlog of some updates. And then I need to start to edit the other video that I did that is a reaction. Also, many especially able people are able to live a proper and fulfilled life with some support from parents and friends. In fact, I'll govern job in India. Yeah, in Brazil too. But informally is difficult, especially for poor people when sometimes the family do not have how to provide the conditions for this person live fully. Um, it's not just disability, it's also, for example, as I say, the girl in Brazil. She she can walk, but as a girl here that she has a condition that her body is always in pain. And it's not just a simple, it's one of the most strong pains in the world. So for her, she cannot do nothing. She cannot walk. She has the possibility, but she don't have the force to do. She don't have the strength to do. So it's a difficult condition. I think society needs create good conditions for some people. Find a cure, treatment, namaskar, pranta. Before I start to do a reaction, then maybe your social media. I think. I hope so. I hope so. To help me the channel grow, what you guys need to do is help me watching the videos, giving your like and sharing, because the YouTube they check how many views a video had, and according to this they send to more people. So you need to engage so my videos grow more and they are sent to more people. So if you want to help me, your like, share with your people, put a comment. It doesn't matter that it's just an emoji. And obviously watch. And obviously you can support me on Patreon. The link is all always in the descriptions of the videos. But that's it, guys. Thank you for being here with me. I think if God wants, I will upload another video in the channel. So click there, turn on the notifications that I'm going to receive when I upload. The members, you'll be able to watch before everybody because the members of the channel receive permission to watch the videos before everybody. And I think that's it. Thank you again for being with me discussing about Gita, wisdom, spirituality, dharma, purpose. Anyways, I will try to be here again this week. See you from Linge.